Ever wondered who Achish was in the Bible? Let us dive into the story of this Philistine king who played a surprisingly important role in the life of King David. Achish was the king of Gath, one of the five major Philistine cities. You might remember Gath as the hometown of the giant Goliath, whom David famously defeated. So you can imagine the tension when David, a fugitive on the run from King Saul, decided to seek refuge in the very city of his former enemy. David's first visit to Gath was a risky move. When the servants of Achish recognized him as the famous Israelite warrior, David became terrified. To save his life, he pretended to be insane, scratching on the city gates and letting saliva run down his beard. Seeing this, Achish dismissed him, saying, "Do I lack madmen that you have brought this fellow to behave like a madman in my presence? Should this man come into my house?" David escaped, but this wouldn't be his last encounter with the king of Gath. Several years later, still fleeing from Saul, David returned to Gath, this time with 600 men and their families. It was a bold move, essentially defecting to the enemy. This time, Achish welcomed him. Perhaps he saw an opportunity to use a powerful Israelite warrior against his own people. Achish gave David the town of Ziklag to live in, and for over a year, David lived under Achish's protection. David acted as a loyal vassal, leading raids, but he cleverly attacked other enemies of Israel, not his own people. While telling Achish he was fighting against Judah, Achish trusted David so completely that he even planned to take David and his men into battle against Israel. This put David in an impossible position. Can you imagine him having to fight his own countrymen? Thankfully, the other Philistine commanders didn't trust David. They protested, forcing Achish to send David back to Ziklag just before the major battle where King Saul and his son Jonathan would die. It was a twist of fate that saved David from an unthinkable conflict. So, what can we learn from Achish? He was a pragmatic ruler, capable of both suspicion and great trust. His relationship with David shows a fascinating dynamic of politics, deception, and unlikely alliances in the ancient world. Achish, the Philistine king, inadvertently protected and provided for Israel as future king during one of the most vulnerable times in his life. It is a powerful reminder of how even our enemies can play a part in a bigger plan. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into biblical characters. See you next time.